Is this some kind of cosmic joke? I whispered, my voice cracking like thin ice as the manipulated footage rolled across the giant screen behind me. The laughter and gasps from the audience swelled together, each sound a stinging blow to my chest. My name is Victoria Langdon, I'm 40 years old, and I'm the founder and CEO of Novacore Solutions, a company I nurtured from a two-person startup into an industry leader over 12 relentless years. This stage, tonight, was meant to be my triumph. The climactic keynote at our annual Innovation Expo, streamed live to thousands around the globe. Instead, I felt humiliated, stripped bare by a deep fake that twisted my image into cruel mockery. Moments earlier, I'd been stepping confidently into the spotlight. The stage lights were brilliant, almost blinding, but I thrived on that energy. My heart pounded with anticipation. This wasn't just another speech. Tonight, I was unveiling Novacore's most ambitious breakthrough yet, a revolutionary AI interface designed to transform healthcare diagnostics. Every detail of my presentation had been refined over months, slides polished to perfection, narrative arcs rehearsed to land precisely, jokes timed to deliver a spark of warmth. I was ready, or so I believed. Then, as I clicked the remote for my first slide, the screen flickered. A ripple of uncertainty swept through me. But before I could adjust the projector, the video cut in. There was my face, or something almost identical, bearing down on the crowd. My voice, distorted but unmistakable, spoke words I never uttered. I watched as this imposter version of myself ridiculed our employees, disparaged our charitable efforts, and spouted insulting remarks about key clients. The gasps turned into nervous laughter, then into derision. My palms sweated and my fingers white-knuckled around the podium's edges. "Bravo," I forced out, my voice unsteady but determined. That's one way to grab attention. My attempt at humor landed with a flop, the awkward chuckles around me underscoring the tension. Voices in the crowd started whispering. Phones surfaced, cameras recorded. My moment of glory had curdled into an ordeal. I cleared my throat, heart hammering. What you saw is a fabrication, an expertly crafted deepfake. I don't know who's behind it yet, but I assure you, it's not me. Before I could finish, a sharp voice rang from the back. Is it though? More laughter, harsher this time. Doubt rippled through the room like a chill. My cheeks burned. I swallowed hard. The next speaker's name was already scrolling on the tent card. A 30-minute break was announced. I descended the stage steps slowly, feeling hundreds of eyes on my retreating back. Backstage, the air felt stale and oppressive. I collapsed into a black leather chair, legs trembling. The green room was quieter than the main hall, but not by much. Few staff members hovered, pretending to sort papers but stealing glances at me. My phone buzzed relentlessly. Headlines screaming scandal, tweets speculating motives, messages questioning my credibility. Novacore wasn't only under the glare of our live audience. The world was watching too. My executive assistant, Marisol, burst in, face pale. "Victoria," she began hesitantly. "The press is asking for a statement. They're camped outside the green room door. And the coverage, it's brutal." Her voice cracked on that last word. I watched her anxiety mirror my own. Marisol had been at my side since the early days, loyal, capable, empathetic. Seeing her worry added another weight to my chest. I managed a nod. Words wouldn't come. My mind raced. How could someone do this? Who would attack me so personally? The next few days blurred into a storm of headlines and whispered judgments. News outlets pounced on the story. Investigative journalists traced the origins of the deepfake to cutting-edge AI models that could fabricate speech and imagery disturbingly well. Experts confirmed it was a malicious setup, but the damage was irreversible. Even after the truth emerged, skepticism lingered like smoke around a fading fire. "Fake or not," someone muttered at a networking luncheon. "Where there's smoke, there must be fire." Inside Novacore, support was uneven. Some team members sent encouraging emails. Others shot furtive glances, unease in their eyes. Investors postponed calls. Clients asked awkward questions about data security. My inbox overflowed. Urgent, worried, sometimes cold. My carefully built reputation seemed to tremble on a knife's edge. I pored over every detail in my mind. Stage lights, slide flickers, the exact moment the video cut in. Two possibilities haunted me. Derek Shaw, CEO of our fiercest rival, Shaw Tech, known for his brash public boasts and power plays, and Elena Rossi, my former co-founder and friend turned distant phantom, who walked away years ago after a bitter dispute and had been quietly building her own venture since. Both had motives. Derek's company would benefit if Novacore faltered. Elena's pride might fuel a clandestine bid for revenge. But neither theory felt airtight. I turned to Marisol for counsel. In my office, I laid out my suspicions. Derek's too loud. If he wanted to sabotage me, he'd crow about it. He'd own it, I said. Whereas Elena's always been meticulous, strategic. This kind of deep stealth move suits her style. Marisol listened intently. Both could do it, she conceded. But you won't find proof by staring at motives. We need hard evidence, access logs, server traces, security footage. Let's take it step by step. That night, I barely slept. I replayed the two calls I made, to Derek and Elena. Derek's denial was vehement, almost wounded. Elena's was aloof, teetering on disdain. Neither confessed. Both smoothed over the idea that they'd orchestrated the deepfake. I had zero proof. First thing the next morning, I summoned Tom, our head of IT, into my office. Around us, the hum of desktop fans and clacking keyboards filled the open plan suite. Tom, meticulous and slightly frazzled from sleepless nights, explained what we'd discovered so far. Remote access logs to the presentation server at the exact moment the malicious video was uploaded. The connection originated from a VPN that obfuscated the source IP, but the internal user account tied to the access belonged to our communications department. Communications? I repeated, brow furrowed. They handle media and presentations, yes, but that's a whole team. How do we narrow it? Tom nodded. We've cross-referenced workstation IDs. We're zeroing in on the specific terminal used. Once we know whose credentials and which device, we can triangulate into a name. This was progress, but still a long shot. I rose from my desk, heart racing. Keep digging. No one gets a break until we have a name. Days stretched into a tense investigation. Each hallway conversation, every elevator ride, I wondered, could this person be right beside me? I grew paranoid. I noticed small things. A fleeting look from a junior staffer, an email reply delayed by an odd minute. I confided every suspicion to Marisol. We spent late nights flipping through logs, comparing timestamps, cross-referencing security badges. The strain left us both tired, jittery, as if we were on the brink of a breakthrough. Or a breakdown. Then one evening, under the low glow of my study lamp, Marisol said gently, "What if this isn't purely professional? What if they aim to humiliate you personally? The video singled you out, made it about your reputation, your character. Someone close enough to know exactly how you think." I felt a cold knot in my gut. She was right. The editing choices, the timing, the mocking tone, it was personalized cruelty. This wasn't about hurting Novacore's bottom line. It was about inflicting maximum embarrassment on me. The next morning, Tom emailed me with an urgent subject line. Deepfake investigation, critical lead. I rushed to the IT hub, where Tom stood in front of a wall of monitors. On one screen, server logs from the night of the expo scrolled by. On another, security footage from backstage. He pointed at an entry marked VPN initiated, user A. Carver, terminal, event stage 2. Then he hit play on a grainy video clip. A figure in a dark jacket swiped an access card at one of the rear event stations right when the deepfake went live. I leaned in. The posture, the shoulders, the gait. It didn't match Anna Carver, a quiet junior associate in communications, but it matched someone I knew far too well. My pulse thundered. Marisol. The realization hit me like a freight train. My most trusted ally was the mastermind. I left Tom's office numb, like I'd been shot. The corridors felt liars. I returned to my own office and saw Marisol at her desk, focused on her screen, calm as ever. She looked up and smiled. "Victoria, any updates from IT?" I forced a neutral tone, my mind racing. "Not yet. Keep me posted." She nodded and I left without another word. I spent the rest of the day composing myself. That night, I sat in my living room, city lights twinkling behind the glass walls. Marisol's betrayal pounded through me, each heartbeat a hammer strike. Part of me wanted to confront her immediately, to hurl accusations and watch her crumble. But I knew I needed a plan. A raw revelation in the wrong setting could be manipulated, spun against me. I needed decisive clarity. The next morning, I scheduled a company-wide town hall. I summoned Marisol and said, "I want you beside me at today's meeting. We're presenting the conclusion of our investigation." She raised an eyebrow but agreed. "Of course. I'm here for whatever you need." During the pre-event prep, Tom joined us backstage. He loaded up a final slide deck. Red circles highlighting login timestamps, synchronized before and after footage, comparing Anna's legitimate access and the deepfake upload. He flipped to the security footage clip. My stomach coiled. The auditorium filled rapidly. Employees whispered, intrigued. Investors were in the front rows, phones poised. At precisely 2:00 p.m., the lights dimmed. I stepped up to the podium, heart steady but fierce. "Thank you all for gathering on short notice," I began, voice clear. "You know we faced a malicious attack intended to undermine us. Today, you'll see the results of our forensic investigation." I gestured to Tom, who walked everyone through the timeline, the VPN trace, the security footage. Murmurs rippled through the audience. Then Tom clicked to the final slide. A freeze frame showing Marisol swiping the backstage card, her face partially visible but unmistakable in posture and build. The room went silent. "With this evidence," Tom declared, "we have confirmed that the unauthorized upload was orchestrated from this station by Marisol Vega, Ms. Langdon's executive assistant." Eyes locked on Marisol, whose usually composed expression flickered into shock. I stepped forward. "Marisol, you've been at my side for a decade. You betrayed my trust and jeopardized this company. Care to explain?" Her lips trembled. She rose, voice quavering. "Victoria, it's not what you think." She took a shaky breath. I felt overshadowed. You were always in the spotlight. Everyone admired you. You built Novacore from nothing. Me, I was invisible. So I wanted to make people look at me, to matter. A collective breath seemed to fill the room. My chest hurt with both rage and sorrow. "You could have told me," I said softly but firmly. "We could have discussed your ambitions, your frustrations, but you chose sabotage." Her shoulders slumped. Tears glistened. "I thought, if I made you stumble, people would notice me. I didn't mean to destroy you, or the company." I exhaled slowly. The judge in me wanted punishment. The leader in me sought closure. "Trust is our greatest asset at Novacore," I said, addressing the assembly. "When it's broken, the consequences are severe." Turning back to Marisol, I continued, "You're fired, effective immediately. Security will escort you from the premises." Her face went pale. She nodded, silent. I returned to the podium. "Thank you, Tom, for your diligence. And thank you, everyone, for your resilience and professionalism under immense pressure. Together, we'll move forward, stronger and wiser." The applause was respectful, even enthusiastic. Relief surged through me. The chapter was closing. In the days that followed, the industry buzzed. Novacore's epic betrayal and triumph. Assistant's deepfake coup exposed. I issued a statement expressing regret at Marisol's actions, but pride in our team's unity and determination. I personally reached out to Derek Shaw and Elena Rossi, apologizing for my initial suspicions. Both replied graciously, reaffirming professional respect. Epilogue. The tech world moves fast. Within weeks, the scandal faded into background noise, replaced by new breakthroughs and headlines. Novacor released our AI healthcare interface to universal acclaim. Our investors regained confidence. Our employees rallied, proud to work for a leader who faced adversity head-on. As for me, I learned a harsh lesson. Vigilance extends beyond external threats. Betrayal can come from the closest quarters. Trust is precious, but fragile. And when it's violated, reclaiming it demands courage, transparency, and an unwavering commitment to truth. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If my story resonated, please like and subscribe, because the next chapter is already unfolding, and you won't want to miss a moment.